welcome to Epic Elite Legend of Two-Toed Tobias on Gingerspyce. I thought it'd be fun to do a video on Scary. This is the tune that I used in my first life beginner's guide to this build. And I've been quietly leveling her because I wanted to have another tune at rating level so I could, well, I'm kind of old school in that I don't like to use a bunch of timers and run the same tunes over and over. I like to actually rotate through and through my different tunes, have lots of tunes flagged, and that way I go through less timers. So basically, just leveled this tune up by just raiding with my guild. Most recently, I started doing runs of Epic Elite Gibbers here, and been doing pretty well. It's a little dicey, you know. It's a first life tune and it's nominally geared, and like I don't even have stat tomes still. Like on all my stats, I don't have a dex tome, for example. The rest of them I actually put +3 tomes on, but I don't even have a dex tome. My stats are not are not very good. You know, I only have 85 PRR, and 40 MRR. Yeah, I don't even have a PRR augment right now, which I should, but actually got the Circle of Malevolence and a Mark of Death recently, so oh, actually I was thinking that had sheltering on it, but that only has the insightful sheltering, so I've got to slot up a PRR augment. But you know, I've got the Kena challenge gear going on. I do have Glimpse of Soul, Epic Glimpse of Soul, and Epic Belt of Thoughtful Remember, so that's some nice gear, but that's pretty easy to get out of Epic Necro 4. I still have some just complete garbage gear on though, like this necklace has Dex 6 and Spell Resistance 20. You know, I should just have something much better there and then slot Dexterity, and you know, Spell Resistance 20 is doing nothing for me, but I just, this tune is so low priority. But I thought it would be fun to show that, like, even with a first life tune, you can do some Epic Elites, and I wasn't sure how it was going to perform on Epic Elites first life. You know, when Ginger was a newer tune, and I was working through epics that, you know, when that first came out. I mean, that was when the level cap was first raised to 25, when Druids came out, and you know, I wasn't really soloing EEs at the time. It wasn't until much later, after Ginger already had a bunch of past lives and stuff, so never really took a first life version of a tune through. But I did take Azalea through, and she's like 4th life, but she doesn't have a lot of past lives. You know, she has like 1 epic past life, and you know, just a few heroic past lives. But this one, totally first lifer, and like I said, it's a little dicey, but I'm making it happen. And I don't even have like energy burst, and you know, when I run into groups of mobs like this, the first thing I gotta do is hit myself with a mass regenerate. Otherwise, you know, I can get overcome by them before my crowd control kicks in. But this is a level 27 on Elite, and I'm level 27. I don't have my Epic Destinies filled out. You know, I've just been working over to unlock Unyielding Sentinel, but I still have a long way to go. Don't have a lot of fate points. Just have Faith Form and Rejuvenation Cocoon twisted in. I don't even have a bobble on this tune. But I've been able to actually do this without having to drink any pots. It's right down to the wire. And Gibbers really gives me a run for my money. He's a pretty tough boss if you're under geared. Here you can just run through this and not do the valve over there to the right if you can heal yourself. Regenerate works great for that. This is a great quest to be doing because it drops one of the best pieces of gear in the game, which is the Cursed Blade of Jack Jibbers, and what's awesome about that is it lets you self-raise and can be used in a raid. It's the only item in the game that lets you self-raise in a raid. But not only should you be running it for that item, and that's an item you're going to want to get on every toon, but it's worth about 50,000 XP per run, so that's really awesome. It's for such a quick run. You can knock this out in about 10 minutes on Epic Elite. That was close. Not bad for not having energy burst. And for being a first lifer. Right now I'm just, oops, as you can see, I'm just in Exalted Angel, so not a particularly valuable destiny for this build. Just run past this guy. I don't want to tangle with these vampires. They're bad news. Fire Seeds trap and the fire trap, and then flame strike. My Earthquake DC is only a 47. Yeah, I've talked in my videos before, and I've said anything in the 50s is good enough for Epic Elites. You're not going to drop every last mob every time, but it's going to be good enough. And chasing those no-fail DCs, I think, is spending a lot of resources that could be better spent elsewhere. Wow, that was the, was it cure moderate wounds that you get from Exalted Angel. It hit me for 2,000. This guy gives me a hard time. This is a little tricky to deal with. Their dancing balls are so irritating. valve real quick and get the hell out of Dodge before he can get crazy with the dancing balls. This is gonna get ugly, but that's the way I like it. Maybe I can sneak a rest in before these guys get up here. Saved by the shrine. You know, I was just talking in my video, one of my recent videos, about the value of putting the shrine between you and the mobs when you're resting. That was a perfect example of how that shrine, by resting on the other side of it, it gave me an extra few seconds that I could get that raise, or that shot, that rest in. These clowns. One of the awesome things about the Cursed Blade of Jack Jibbers is that it's minimum level 1, so you can use it right away, and not only is it good just for self-raising, and the way it works is that it raises you as a wraith, and you die again in a minute. But if you're soloing, that can give you enough time to run to a shrine. He's stunned. There it is. First life. No pots. Pretty crummy gear overall. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions about my videos, you can respond on YouTube. And if you have any questions about the build, you can respond on my forum post. And if you happen to be on server, you're welcome to send me a tell.